Okay, my brother. Where you from?
Brooklyn.
Oh, okay. Home guy.
Play me something hot.
Something hot.
Hello, viewers. Well, it is I, James Kalm, your half-assed reporter, and it's a Thursday evening here on the Bowery, and well, it's the middle of July and it is hot as hell out here. But we're going to cruise around and take you on a virtual gallery crawl. We're going to start here. We're going to run in and take a look at a group show titled Splotch here at Sperone Westwater. Okay, so the show was curated by Eileen Jeng. Well, these are a couple of pieces by Angel Otero titled Veranda. Fired steel and glazed porcelain, 2 parts. 37 by 18 by 23 and a half. This is a very prestigious gallery to be showing in. And well, this is the summertime, so a lot of galleries are having group shows. This piece is by Emil Lucas, titled 34 Gatherings 2014 Ink and Paint on Canvas over Wood Panel, 53 by 65. Well, I've been coming to Sperone Westwater for years, and I've always admired their program. Oh gee, look. This is a painting by Trudy Benson, and there's the artist. This piece is titled Blue Cell. Acrylic and oil on canvas, 43 by 47 inches. And well, it looks like she's got some spray paint in there, right?
Well,
Airbrush. Okay. Congratulations. This is a piece by Takaseda Matsutani, titled Germination 2014, vinyl adhesive, graphite and acrylic on canvas. And I'm not sure, but Takashita might be considered part of the Gatai movement, a Japanese art movement, sort of coming out of the late 50s, early 60s. It was very much influenced by abstract expressionism. Well, here is the title piece of the show. This is by Sol LeWitt. And this is actually, I believe, titled Splotch. And, well, if I'm not mistaken, I think I captured some video of this piece up at the Pace Gallery on 57th Street 3 or 4 years ago, and it was in a double show with Alfred Jensen and Sol LeWitt. It's actually a wonderful show. It's a piece by Landon Metz, untitled, 2015, dye on canvas, 72 by 46 inches. Well, this is interesting because I guess the dye gives you more of a stained effect with the color in the surface. And then this shape kind of recalls Ellsworth Kelly, but yeah, we've got to throw in an extra element here. We've got a little seam, so this is actually a diptych, 2 panels. It's a piece by Keltie Ferris. It's a young, hot painter, titled Gaze 2014. Oh, this is a monoprint. So I guess what we've got are some pieces of linen or some kind of prime fabric that has been pressed maybe with people's feet or run through a press at some point. And well, the splatter in here makes me think that maybe there was some spray gun airbrushing as well. And I would say this is probably about 8 by 4 feet. Hello. It's Linda Benglis, Baby Planet, 1969, and poured pigmented latex. This is the kind of work that we've got Linda Benglis, known as a process artist. She would make paintings like this. Some of them she would actually do in performances at galleries, so she would mix up her latex and kind of fling it on the floor, kind of recalling Jackson Pollock, but in a more exaggerated, exuberant form. See, I like the color palette. Well, here's one of the superstars in the show. This is a piece by, well, it's actually 3 pieces by Mary Heilmann. That is titled Yellow Spot Number 3 Sunny, glazed acrylic, a ceramic. This is also ceramic. It's titled Annie's Red 2012 gray ceramic, 8 by 7 1/4 inches. Got a nice little painting. Pro Tools Remix 2014 oil on canvas. Oh, gee, I like that. It looks like her little thumbprint. Mary is one of the, as I say, one of the people who becomes a hot young superstar about the time they hit retirement age. Well, this is actually the piece by Riyad Mea that I was recommended to come in and see. This is titled Gestures, Geometry, and Other Signs of Life. And well, I've been bumping into Riyad for the last 5 or 6 years, and it's been interesting to watch his development. He was saying that he's kind of changed things up for this latest series of work. This is oil and canvas over panel, and I know that it also uses a lot of resin. Get some nice color effects. Excuse me. Well, it's the back gallery on the first floor. Andreas Kocks. Untitled paperwork number 1150G 2011. graphite on paper. And so the theme of the show is Splot, and or Splotch. I guess that's what they're kind of trying to make all the pieces relate to. Things that have been splotched, flung, splattered, splashed. It's a wall and floor piece by Bree Ruris. Empty ring, 130 pounds. 2016. Glazed ceramic and hardware. So we've got little hand scoops and fingerprints. And I like the screws that are attaching these to the wall. And I guess you could kind of pick that piece up and insert it into the center of the ring, maybe. This is by Nicole Yohe, titled I Want to Be a Lone Star. Nail polish and polyurethane resin, nylon netting, metal flashing, constriction foam, and wood. Okay, well this kind of typifies a certain aesthetic that's going on along a lot today with people kind of throwing in every kind of material and new resin, plastic, foam, whatever they can get. And even various kinds of kitchen objects and construction materials. This is 95 by 100 by 17 inches, and yeah, so we've got a little white flag. Julia Van Eyck. I'll eat you up. I love you. So, 2016. This is silk, acrylic, wood, thread, plastic, and epoxy. Oh, I actually thought this white part was plaster, but now I see it's stretched fabric. And you know what those are? Little wiffle golf balls with lollipop sticks or little dowels stuck in them. Oh, hey, there's David Reed, one of the featured artists. This is 40 by 30 by 24 inches. Piece by Jianjun Zhang, Flowing Water, 3 triptych, 2014, 28 by 64 inches. And, well, this is contemporary, but in certain ways I was thinking this does make me think of some of the 400 or 500-year-old Sumi ink landscape drawings by some of the Chinese masters. It does almost have a landscape feel to it. Actually, I love this gallery because it's beautifully designed, and at this time of the year, it's also air conditioned. Now, here are a couple of pieces by Lucky de Bellevue, and I'm wondering if look, he also did the wall painting behind these. It's untitled. 2014 acrylic and printing ink on canvas. And I was looking at this, and you know, this is very light linen, and it's loosely stretched, and the fabric is printed almost as if you're going to be using this to make a shirt, and there's little prints on there. This is also untitled, acrylic and printed ink on canvas, 25 by 21 inches. Yeah, this is actually, this fabric is so sheer that you can see through it and make out the stretchers. This is Otto Pine P. Don't know, 1974. Well, Otto, I believe, is part of the Zero group, which was a interesting group of about 4 or 5 German artists from the late 60s. They were kind of formalist, but they were also dealing with new materials that would kind of relate to the California Finnish artists. And I think that Otto might have been one of the 1 or 2 founders of the movement. Wow, this is a wonderful, huge piece by Terry Winters. This is titled Standard Graph 3, 2003. Oil on linen, 76 by 99. Terry is one of the local stalwarts of the New York painting school. Actually, I kind of like this composition. This is more of an overall design than some of his recent pieces I've seen, and I like the way he has these shrinking black circles in the middle of the canvas. This is by David Reed. This is working drawing for painting 610. Mixed media on paper, 6 sheets. 28 by 57 inches. Well, I was just talking to David downstairs, and he was saying he just got back from Austria, and they were dedicating a stained glass window that he designed for a church. Well, I actually covered a show of David's drawings like this, and I buttonholed him at the end and talked to him about the work, and I suggested, or I asked him about his kind of almost alchemical type use of materials and things, and well, like any good alchemist, he was very laid back. He didn't really come out and admit to anything or explain anything, but you see a lot of abstract painters who just think they go in and kind of whip this stuff out, but you can see that he's taken a lot of time and thought about the forms of the canvases and how he would divide the space. Well, I don't know who this piece is by, but I kind of like it. It's a nice restrained composition, and the patterning is nice, kind of an op art thing, but yet it's all like palette knife paint. This is by Marius Cuevas, 300,000 light years and 1 second, number 11, 2015. And this is carpet trim, paint thinner, fire, bucket imprints, and acrylic on custom stretcher. Okay, so it looks like we started out with some acrylic carpet and poured some kind of solvent on there until it started to dissolve. Maybe we burned parts of it. Inscapes, Glyph 2016. Punctures and graphite powder on mat board. Okay, so Tani has punched holes to the back and then rubbed graphite on them. It's a kind of a cosmological appeal. Splotch. Here at Sperone Westwater, we're going to run on. We're going to try to run in here to the Hionas Gallery. Take a look at a show by Robert Otto Epstein. And the title of the show is Sally Jessie Raphael. Oh, hey, there's the artist right there. Well, Robert Otto has been getting some attention lately. I've been bumping into him for 3 or 4 years, and actually this is kind of interesting move for him, because a lot of the work that I've seen has been his grid paintings. So these pieces are all acrylic and pencil on canvas, on paper, 30 by 22 inches. Well, these are examples of the work that I'm familiar with. This is from his baseball card series. And these are all acrylic and pencil on hand-gridded wood panels, 14 by 11 inches. Now, what's interesting is if you get close to these, they just break down into geometrical abstractions, but if you stand back, you can sort of make out the figures. This is some larger pieces. These are all 2016 acrylic and pencil on hand-gridded panel, 30 by 30 inches. And, well, Otto's kind of an interesting guy, Robert Otto. I think he actually studied and has degrees in philosophy and political science, and I don't think he has studied art formally. It's another portrait. I think Robert Otto has got a pretty good color sense. Let's look at this roll of baseball cards. I think there are actually a lot of references here. It's not only to geometrical abstraction, but there's a certain kind of computer pixelation and of pop art even coming through there.
Well, I need to.
Well, we snagged the artist, Robert Otto Epstein. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I got a couple of questions for you.
Okay.
One of them is that I thought that these pieces, I guess they would be portraits of ladies. This is kind of a change for you because most of the other work that I've seen has always been an overall grid pattern. You're sort of breaking out of that. Tell us about how you came to the change.
I originally started painting figures before I got into the geometric abstraction.
Right, the grids.
Yeah, so then I kind of missed painting people, so I kind of brought, you can see the clothes that they're wearing are geometric.
Yes,
so
the patterns,
kind of like bringing those two aspects of my practice together.
Okay.
So now I feel like more complete doing both at the same time.
Do you feel like you're actually kind of going back to something before? Or are you going to break through and do it in a new way, or?
I think yes to both.
Okay. I got another question for you. I was reading your bio, and it says that you actually have degrees in political science and philosophy, but not art.
Right.
And you're self-taught as an artist.
Self-taught, yeah.
But you've been doing a pretty good job of getting into some nice exhibitions here in New York. And
thank you.
do you feel like it's kind of a challenge for you that you haven't sort of gone through the academic end of the art world and people sort of shut you out in certain ways?
I think people might at times find it like interesting to know that I didn't study art, but I think at this where we are now, I don't think it's relevant, because we all teach ourselves, every day in our studios, whatever.
And going out and looking at other shows.
Right. Just don't.
Sally Jessie Raphael.
Yes.
What does the Sally Jessie Raphael have to do with this?
Okay, so I feel like I'm very nostalgic for the 80s, and she's kind of
I remember.
Legend. And I just thought it was kind of
Is she still alive, or?
Yes. She actually tweeted me earlier today.
Is she going to show up at the opening?
She's upstate tonight.
Okay.
So maybe I'm sure she'll catch the show.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, good for you.
So I think that people their clothes are kind of 80s style. So I think we're just looking for and two of the portraits are named. One's named Sally, one's named Jessie. So I just thought the whole Jessie Raphael aspect of it.
Okay, congratulations.
Don't spin on my stomach, okay? Just keep it neck.
Okay, suck in your cheeks. That looks good. Thanks, Robert. All right. Okay, well, we're gonna keep rolling. Well, we pedaled across town and now we're over in Chelsea, and the wind off the Hudson River is cooling things down about 10 degrees. I just happened to slide by on 9th Avenue and look down here and saw the crowd, and I was curious, so we're gonna run in here to Ameringer, McEnery, and Yohe and see what they got going. So the show we're going to try to peek at is Bo Bartlett. Well, I am not familiar with Bo, but looks like he's got a lot of friends that showed up. Kind of stroll around the front gallery and take a look. Well, from just a kind of a quick cursory look, I can see that Bo is carrying on a tradition collaboration of people like Balthus and maybe even Neil Rausch. Oh boy. Photo ops. Well, it's very rarely that I see a commercial gallery that can afford to have all this professionally applied wall text along with the paintings. This piece is titled The American 2016 Oil on Linen, 82 by 100 inches. And, well, we can take a look at the price list. This is $350,000. This kind of makes me think of maybe an Alfred Hitchcock scene from North by Northwest or something like that. Almost like a Hopper-esque landscape. Well, Bo is a pretty good technician. This is titled The Samaritans. And, well, they've got like 600 word narrational text alongside this. And this piece is sold. 88 by 120 inches. Well, as I was driving up, I was pretty struck with the type of people that were here for the show. A lot of big limos. This is titled Oligarchy 2015-2016, 120 by 88 inches. Gee, I'm surprised they don't have a picture of Donald Trump in here. And again, it's like a 600-word essay on oligarchy from the Laukane series. This is very, what I would call high academic art. I might come off as being kind of nasty, but I've spent a lot of time thinking about and actually working with frames and dealing with frames, and in certain ways I think that this kind of framing is actually a little distracting. This piece is titled Halloween 2016. Gee, most of these are 2016. Bo is a very prolific artist. I wonder if he has studied at the New York Academy. I know they promote this kind of work. It almost has kind of a Norman Rockwell feel to it. last one was Halloween. This is Easter. I thought this one had the most kind of Balthus-like subject. We've got the kind of pubescent girls put in a neoclassical graveyard. And so we've got kind of a ghostly shadow. It's 88 by 120 inches. 2014 to 2016. It's a beautiful portrait. So we've got some studio ephemera here. Bo wears his top hat when he works in the studio. He's got some nice thumbnail sketches. Do our little sweep around the back gallery. Uh-oh. This piece is titled The Promised Land, 2015 oil on linen, 88 by 120. That seems like his standard size, about 7.5 by 10 feet. I was just talking to a fellow painter, and he was gushing about how beautiful the paintings are, and I agreed. This kind of makes me think of maybe some of the paintings by Jericho. It's one of the French academic painters, and well, he does have a kind of a cinematic sensibility of creating these kind of dramatic scenes. Also makes me think of Winslow Homer's The Gulf Stream, except this is a little more 1950s Life magazine. Here is an interesting selection. So like the blue skies. Well, I'm always kind of cynical when I see a high realist that makes a point of putting a series of paintings like this out. These are all about 18 by 18. This is kind of a way of justifying your realism. You can say, well, gee, I'm also a monochrome abstract painter. Although these are very carefully brushed and toned. And I've actually seen a collection of Constable studies of skies and clouds up at the Yale Art Center, the British Art Center at Yale, and I guess you could say that kind of relates to those. This is titled Galilee. It would be interesting to come back and see this show if they took all the frames off. Gee, there's Walter Robinson, who's going to be having a show at Deitch Gallery September 17th. Okay. Congratulations. So this is the kind of thing that you can really make up your own narrative. Is that Kate Winslet? This is like the last members of the band that were on the Titanic before they went down. You know, there's also a certain painterly quality that Bo has. And I think his low horizon and kind of grayed out skies add a nice mystical forebodingness to the scenes. This is titled September 2014 Oil and Linen 48 by 48. And again, this is mostly a monochrome. Some little modulations in tone there from the bottom to the top. But I started the blue sky painting several years ago after 9/11. I have largely kept them private. September 11, 2001 was one of those crystal clear blue days, but okay. That's 5 times longer than Milovich's explanation of white on white. Just gonna come in the back room and look at some of the smaller works. It's titled Covenant. 48 by 66. Yeah, his grays are all kind of warm, going towards the yellow ochre, which are nice. And well, obviously he's a wonderful draftsman. Okay, it looks like Arch's paper. Oh, that's abstract. I like the diamond grid on there. This is on panel. The big day. Yes, these low horizons and the kind of grayed out skies really add to the almost a surrealistic quality. But Bo probably would consider himself a pretty hardline realist. It's a very nice little still life with the flowers. This is a good example of what I was talking about when I said he's got great painterly chops. More ephemera. Someone was saying he has a studio in Maine, maybe? So this is James Kalm wrapping up our gallery crawl here at Ameringer, McEnery, and Yohe. And we also saw Robert Otto Epstein at Hionas Gallery and his show, Sally Jessie, and Splotch at Sperone Westwater on the Bowery. And say it with me, folks. Thank you, Kate. That was great. Thank you. Thank you.